everyone. I'm Lisa Copeland, dating coach and love expert for women over 50. And I'm so glad you're here today. We're going to be talking about an important topic. I call it Love After 50, Navigating the Heart and Mind Connection. So let's get started. My friend Suzanne experienced a profound heartache in her 40s that few of us can truly understand. She endured the devastating loss of her true soulmate, and he really was. There was such a connection between the two of them and between their hearts. And I'll tell you, in those dark moments, she shared with me how it felt as though her heart had shattered into a million pieces. It was a crushing blow that turned her whole world upside down. And the wound was so deep that it took her almost 10 years before she was willing to dip her toe into the dating pool. Suzanne eventually did, and she ended up meeting a very wealthy businessman. And I can remember her being so drawn to his mind and his intelligence. Well, the two of them ended up marrying, and they had a beautiful wedding with a white dress, and it was just gorgeous. I was there, and they lived an amazing lifestyle that many would truly envy. They traveled first class around the world and they dined at some of the finest restaurants. They also bought a gorgeous old home and spent a fortune renovating it. They also had tickets to the symphony and the ballet, and they traveled all the time to see Broadway plays in New York. About 5 years into their marriage, Suzanne decided to retire from her high power corporate job, just as her husband decided to expand his business. Well, the money was flowing, and on the outside, I remember they looked like the perfect couple with the perfect life. And it wasn't until after they divorced that Suzanne told me the truth about how lonely she actually had been being married to someone whose mistress was work. She'd been missing an intimacy and a connection you can only get on a soul level when your heart connects. Now, notice I said connection coming from the heart, not from your mind. And it was her ex's mind that Suzanne was so attracted to from the get go. Now, fast forward a few years later, after her divorce, and Suzanne met another wealthy businessman. And guess what the first words out of her mouth were? If you guessed I loved his intelligence, then you would be right. Using intelligence to decide if a man was right for her was a huge red flag because this quality kept her in the pattern of dating the wrong men who, at the end of the day, left her feeling lonely in her relationships. I asked my friend if I could share an observation with her, both as her friend and as a dating coach. And she said, of course. I told her that even though she was thrilled by this man's intelligence, it was going to keep her from getting to that place of intimacy she had so craved in her second marriage. And then I asked her this next super important question. I said, Suzanne, are you protecting your heart? Like many of my clients, she was afraid of getting her heart crushed again. And by the way, this can also happen in divorce. Well, Suzanne would go on a date, and instead of looking for the good qualities in a man, she would start finding faults. And the reason she did this, she was protecting her heart. And she chose a quality she desired in a man that would keep her heart safe: an attraction to a man's intelligence, a quality that keeps someone at arm's length and at a distance. So I gave her my secret attraction formula, which I want to share with you today. It goes like this: it's a man's personality plus his appearance equals attraction. And when I asked if she liked a man's personality, the only thing she could say was, the dating world is messy. Yes, it can be messy, and it can be scary when you're worried about your heart because it makes you vulnerable. But I want to tell you that men love your accomplishments. They love your intelligence. But what they love most about you is your heart and your passions in life and your vulnerability and your ability to receive. When you're able to trust a man, you're actually triggering his hero response that wants to always keep you safe, protected, and happy. Like my friend Suzanne, so many women block their hearts because they do fear getting hurt. But if you block your heart, you cannot get the closeness and the deep connection you want with a man. So here's a question for you now. Is your heart open to love? If it is, great. But if it's not, here's what you can do about it. I've created a free love gift from my heart to yours to help you start the process of opening your heart to the perfect man. Just click below the link that says opening your heart, and that's how you can access it. And one more thing, if you've been waiting for a sign that it's time to jumpstart your journey to love, consider this it. Let's dive into the heart of your dating life and let's unlock the patterns and the possibilities that await for you. It's just a click away. Share a bit about your dating adventures and let's schedule a session to map out your next chapter. Your love story is waiting to happen, so let's start crafting it together by clicking the link below, Talk to Lisa. Also, if you like this video, I hope you'll give it a big thumbs up. If you have any comments, I love reading your comments as well. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll do that too. You've got this. I so believe in you.